All right, we're back on that little bit that I didn't publish it because that was stupid. Yeah, I could hear myself. Hopefully, you all can hear me. We're gonna have a little wine tutorial here today. So the crazy thing about Twitch, well, I have to imagine there's a lot of crazy things about Twitch. Um, I don't see a lot of content about wine. It's interesting because I feel like a lot of streamers, a lot of people, you know, a lot of people like wine, and wine goes back, thousands of years. Fucking money sledge in the house. What's up, brother? Yeah. So my first my wine tutorial, um, because I think that the Twitch medium is sorely lacking in wine content. I think they have food content. There's a lot of chefs out there. There's a lot of people that want to cook and want to share with what they know. And I'm going to also, share what I know about wine a little bit tonight. So, first off, a lot of you out there um, maybe are a little, I don't want to say insecure, but maybe you don't know really how to open a bottle of wine. First off, we're going to talk about what we're drinking tonight. Lopez de Heredia. This is a family that the ladies have taken over, and a lot of wine production. That's happened a lot in Italy, a lot in Spain. The daughters have taken over production, and that's incredible. Um, so Lopez de Heredia, Viña Tondonia. So Viña Tondonia is the name of this bottling. Um, Lopez Heredia has a lot of different kind of names for the bottles, and a lot of producers do that because imagine a vineyard, and imagine a vineyard where you have your backyard, and that's, I don't know what, a tenth of an acre, a quarter of an acre. Um, and imagine these houses that have all these vines and these rows of vines. And so we're talking about Rioja here. We're talking about Tempranillo, and we're in Spain. And with this bottling, it's all this one grape, and it's just rows and rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of grapes. So the families don't use all those grapes to make this one bottling. They take them all, they bring them all in, they ferment them all, and then they put them into barrels. And then they let them sit in the barrels, and then they go in with these big tweezers, and they put them in a glass, and they smell them, and they taste them, and like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. And that one's good. And then what happens is eventually they kind of blend them all together, and so instead of like one single row of grapes saying, this is the bottle I'm going to produce, they come up with a great tasting wine and put it in a bottle and give it a name. That's broad strokes, as big as I can give them. This bottling itself, you can see it. It has these fancy little gold strips on it. That is not normal. This is very much a signature of Lopez de Heredia. So I'm just going to take them off, and then we're going to start with the basics. How do you open a bottle of wine? It's crazy. So we call this the cap. It's foil, but we call it the cap. And I'm going to get in there because we're going to talk some pro moves here. So this is the top of the bottle, and we call this the lip. And in a lot of restaurants, and there's a lot of pros that will cut the foil up here, and that's not correct. And there's a very legitimate reason for that. So you go under that. You go to this next level underneath, and you get your corkscrew, your waiter's friend, your um, wine key, as we'd call it, and basically you just lodge it under there and get it around. And then the pro move is, so you do half like this, and then you turn it like that, so the blade's on the outside, and then you get the other side like that. And the key is when you're facing a guest, or you're facing your friends or your parents, and you're at the dinner table, you want this beautiful label to be facing the guests at all times. So now you'll see me. I'm starting on this one side, and then I flip it, and I go to the other side. And so the foil there should be pretty much good underneath here. Cut it up the side, and this, there you go. There you go. Not as neat. I'm actually terrible at this, especially with like Bordeaux and stuff. But you got a pretty nice, clean thing here. But the key is up on top here. So you have the cork. But what happens is when the foil goes on in production, and this is 2009, all this stuff can get caught up on the top here. And I don't have. Oh, I do. Do I? I lost my cloth. You want to wipe off everything over the top here because things can get kind of stuck in the process of putting the foil up on top. And you just want to get that all off. And then now it's magic time. Now it's magic time. So I'll try to show you this as well. You have the center of the cork. Take your corkscrew, just put a little off center, and just jab it right in there. And you give it a little turn. And it's ready to go. It's ready to go. Here we go. And with the 2009 Rioja, well, and I'm going to skip a step or two here. Something with age, the corks can break down. Rioja's a little bit of a different beast. Rioja usually kind of is much more lively, and I don't think I'm going to be too worried about this cork coming out in a normal way of taking it out. There's other tools that you have where very old wines where corks start breaking down, moisture gets into the corks, they get very brittly, and they start breaking up. I think I'm going to be okay here. Anyway, so I'm still trying to go basics. So I've got the cork pretty much down in there. As you can see, this is a multi-hinged mooring key. So I take the first hinge and put it on that ledge. Oh man, I'm gonna go offhand. It's gonna be tough. And while securing it there, I pull up. I do so not so fast. I can already tell this cork is it's actually pretty good. You can feel it as it starts coming out. You can feel that it might be a little fragile. All right, and so I try and get this other level up here. It's not there yet, so try and go a little more. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And then, without being too violent, you can see the cork come out like that. Slow. 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 Don't even need to make any sound. Yeah, a little sound. Also, I'm smelling the cork, which is not indicative of pretty much anything. It's not. The cork is the cork. It's there to do its job. It's there to keep oxygen out. It's there to keep whatever is in here in here. This is unfortunate. I don't think it's corked, but it's close. Corked. What does it mean when your wine is corked? This might be the best lesson ever on a live stream. It's called cork tape. Trichloranisol 579. I forget what the numbers are. Trichloranisol. Imagine all these bottles and with the corks in them, being stored in a warehouse in a winery. The cork, it's a porous thing. And there's this bacteria, trichloramysol, that gets into the cork and then eventually gets into the wine. And it doesn't turn it. It's not that the wine smells like vinegar. That's a whole different thing. But cork taint, or a wine that is corked, is a result of a bacteria getting affecting it and making it not consumable. You won't get sick by drinking it, but you don't want to drink it. Cork taint is really defined by imagine walking downstairs in a very old house into a basement, and it's a moldy smell. Imagine going down into that basement with the smell and having a stack of newspapers that have been there for like decades, and they're wet and they're moist and they're damp. That old, wet, newspapery smell. That plus moldy basement plus a little bit of wet dog is cork taint. And that's what a corked bottle of wine will smell like. And this, gosh, I'm really upset. This might be on the edge. Anyway, we're going to continue the tutorial. So, you have an old bottle of wine. Odds are you want to decant it. You want to decant it for a couple of reasons. One, because as the bottle is sitting on its side all these years, and it's not a reason why this happens, but sitting on the side, if I were in a restaurant, I would want to pull that bottle and keep it that same level and bring it out to the table and present it to the guests. I don't want to mess with anything that's going on in that bottle because after time passes, things in that wine can drop out of the liquid part of it. We're talking like chemistry, molecules, and basically color and pigment and parts of this wine fall out. And that's what we call sediment. Sediment's not a bad thing. It's like life. Life happens. We're born, we live, we die. Sediment happens in wine. Does it happen all the time? No. Can we tell when it's going to happen? No. But in a 2009 Rioja, I have to think that there might be something hanging out down here. So I'm going to decant it. That's decanting reason number one. Decanting reason number two, old wines, they've been in here for a while. They've been chilling. Imagine you go out on Saturday night and you just rage it up, and maybe your friend says, hey, there's a rave, and you're out until 7:30, 8, 9:30 in the morning. You, if you're like me, will probably sleep through all of Sunday and into Monday, and then you wake up and you're like, I can't do anything. And so it takes you a little while to get out of bed and to get going. Well, old wines, that also kind of happens. This wine coming out of the bottle might taste a certain way, but 3 hours later, after you decant it and get it moving and get some air into it, it might really, it's going to change. Oxygen and wine have a very symbiotic relationship. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but usually for the better. Normally, I would have a candle here as a bougie sommelier. I'm going to use a flashlight. Ooh! All right, that's too bright. So, I have a decanter. You're going to be able to see me pouring into the decanter. And the key is, I'm putting my flashlight on the neck of the bottle here. And so as I'm pouring, very slowly, very gently, as you can start seeing me do. And I kind of start pouring it on the opposite lip. I'm going to watch. And I'm looking in the bottle. Oh, it's crystal clear right now. And actually, the thing about Rioja, the way that they produce it, they really make this wine to age. And they make it in a way and preserve it in a way that oftentimes you will not get sediment. But anyway, I'm looking through the bottle and I see my flashlight. I see no sediment. And I'm only looking at the edge over here because I'm in kind of a weird spot. Normally I would not take my eyes off of light and off of the bottle. And this is crystal clean. This is clear as day. There's no sediment there. 2009 Rioja by an amazing producer. I didn't expect sediment, but again, you never know. So, we've gotten the bottle, we brought it to the table, we presented it, we brought it back, we've opened it, we smelled it. I don't know if I'm really sure that this is not corked. Gosh dang it, I'm going to be so pissed off if this is a corked bottle of wine. And also, so you have it in the decanter, and you can just kind of swirl it around. This does not hurt it. This is kind of getting the juices going, getting the mojo going, getting some air in there. I just took a big old whiff of it, man. I think the sad thing is, this is unfortunately, fuck me. This is on the edge of being a corked wine. Not on the edge. I mean, yeah, it's like being pregnant. You are or you're not. A bottle is corked or it's not. Sucks. There is the smallest, faintest. Here's the other thing. There's other wine faults that I'm just trying to talk myself into the fact that I can drink this thing. There's other wine faults that you can blow off. We say blow off by decanting. I would take another decanter. I would decant into that one, decant into that one, and back and forth. And you can kind of, what we say, blow some things off. It doesn't mean that the wine is bad. There's some things about the wine that you can make the wine work. It's like the smallest bit of wet cardboard. That little bit of wet cardboard. Like you go downstairs to get your bike. You're gonna bring your bike upstairs. You're gonna go out for a ride. Go out to see your friends. And when you get down there, you know, Dad's workshop and workbench is over there. There's these boxes over in the corner that might have, you know, some, like I said, old newspapers or some old things that are being stored in the basement. And some of that cardboard, it's got a little wet. It's close. It's close. I'm gonna make the call. My first stream of Samjay teaching y'all about wine. First bottle I opened is corked. That's crazy. Alright, well, I guess I gotta go back to beer. Anyway, you all saw the thing. Started out, showed you how to open the bottle, showed you how to decant wine, and you got a lesson on how wine might be bad. It's a shame. Yeah, pretty sure. Anyway, we'll do this again. We'll talk about, well, I didn't even get into talking about the wine glass. Talk about polishing wine glasses, about kind of how to care for glasses, the decanters, the wine, and eventually just how to enjoy shit. Hope y'all are good. I'm gonna dump this out, and then I guess after the gas station, get a 6-pack. Love you all. Peace. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.